Good morning, bedheads. Click. Bedhead. Or buttheads. Click. All right, one sip this morning and then I'm putting it down. Okay. How's it going today? Karen from Massive Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well. We've got a lot to talk about today. So on the agenda, I had so many things I have to write them down now. So here, I got my little sticky note. We are going to talk about the fact that the Dems are filibustering right now. Did you know that they were filibustering? It's amazing. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about dissolving anger and what I've written in my bullet journal so far. And I think it will be helpful just to talk about that in general, because that is something we're doing collectively right now. I want to hit on a few more spiritual laws from Jesus, from the Golden Future. I was going to call him Yeshua, right? Yeshua. And then I want to talk about creating our own crystal oracle, not with cards, but with actually crystals. Great idea I got from this book. And then I have a couple card readings to do. So I did pull today from my oracle, my deck that I created of all my oracle decks. So I have 46 oracle decks. This is the one they wanted me to use today, Energy Oracle. So let's see what message we get. Okay. Okay, so filibustering. What? It's amazing. And this Russ Voigt, or whatever his name is, I think it's Voight. He's probably, in my view, the scariest of them all. He is the one who basically who's written Project 2025, and they want him, he's trying to put himself, he's a billionaire, trying to put himself in charge of budgeting. So I don't know if you know this, but the Dems have literally been up, the senators have been up all night filibustering, which means they're just talking through the night. Now, I know they're trying to disrupt it, right? But why did they have to go all night? I don't know. Like, why, I think maybe they were trying to do the vote last night. Maybe that's what it was. They were trying to do the vote last night and they're not letting them do the vote. So I don't know how long they have to filibuster till, which basically means just continuing to talk, fill the space. By law, they have a right to do that. So pretty cool. I don't think filibustering happens very often. So we are watching something pretty cool. So you can watch it on YouTube. Just put in, Dems filibustering. I don't know. It's popping up on my feed. Let's see what I can find. It's under different senators. Yeah, so different senators. Well, actually, you could just put in Russ. Oh, somebody has it spelled Vought. Okay, VOU. I think they're spelling it a little different. So if you just put in Russ Voigt, vote, yeah, you'll find it. So pretty cool to watch that. I haven't seen my senator on there, but I've seen the senator from Minnesota. I've seen the senator from Oregon, and maybe from somewhere out east. I'm not sure. So yeah, they've been up all night. So pretty cool. That's very, very positive. So I'm trying to think of other positive. If you guys see positive things happening, that's the kind of stuff I'd love to start talking about now. And so let me know in the comments and I'll add it to the list tomorrow. So, okay. Dissolving anger. One of the things I'm working on. And Lee, just a reminder, Lee Harris Energy on YouTube, Lee Harris Energy. Maybe it's Energies, but I think it's Energy. Just type in Lee Harris and you'll find him. His February update said that we will be working on basically, well, it will be the rise of conscious anger. And the other one he said is it'll be what the F energy is happening on the planet. What the F, I don't know, just what the F makes me laugh. What the F energy is happening on the planet. So those are two. So not surprising, right? And so I am doing a section. I just love doing this in my bullet journal, as you know, if you've been following. So when I tried to do a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. It didn't quite work. It didn't quite work that well. This was what we got yesterday, transformation, the card we pulled. So I thought, well, if that's the energy, and a lot of us are experiencing anger, and it comes and goes, doesn't it? Yesterday I felt really great. The day before, no. Today, so far, I feel okay. But it's probably because I'm doing some of this work. I had a nice meditation session last night. Look at me. It's like 3 days in a row I've meditated. And I did use the Moldavite, and I used, I'm looking up on my mantle, the Moldavite and the Celestine, which is like the angelic stone. And then Gary, lovely Gary, one of our community members, who really is like one of our top contributors. He comments a lot. Sent me a suggestion for a stone, and I went out and bought it yesterday. But now I'm kind of wondering, let me just get the right name. Hang on one second. Okay, Gary, you'll have to let me know if I got the right one. This is lapis. So I'm not 100% sure. Gary, didn't you say that it would be an amethyst? This is what they thought was closest to what I was asking for. So it is believed to intensify the connection with the spirit realm, aiding the user in the development of psychic abilities. Then I realized I actually had a couple back here, but smaller ones, but I do love this one. It's very pretty. I got one that was super blue. So once I've already cleared it under the water, I was sitting over on my windowsill. So once I clear it, then I'm going to start using that too. So I'll have all three of them. So somebody had asked about how is the Moldavite going? So far, I think it is helping me. I don't know. I don't know for sure if it would make any difference. I'm not wearing it. My understanding is that if you wear it, it would maybe have a bigger impact. So I'm just taking it slow. The store I went to last night, and again, you could just Google wherever you live and maybe take a little road trip. We have quite a few around me. But the store I was at last night had quite a few of them. And I wouldn't buy Moldavite over online because I think people are saying there's a lot of fakes. Or at least get it from a reputable dealer. In my favorites on Amazon, there is a company from Las Vegas. If you don't have any rock stores near you, there is one in Las Vegas that I found on Amazon that has been doing work, since the early 1900s. So that would be a reputable place to probably, and you could call them and say, how do I know for sure that this Moldavite is real, not just a piece of orange or green glass, black glass. So a couple other stones that I got last night. I got a rose quartz. I love it. It's so pretty. That one. They had that 20% off. So then I got this because it looked like an Easter egg. I think this is sarin. What is this called again? So it's serpentine. Looks like an egg, doesn't it? I just really liked this one. And then I also got another piece of serpentine because it was super bright. Kind of see-through a little bit. And then, yeah, those were the ones I got. Those are the 4 I got yesterday. But the serpentine supposed strong connection with Mother Earth may strengthen your bond with the environment around you. Try meditating outside with this stone. Serpentine isn't believed to work with just one chakra, it aligns them all, creating coherence and calm throughout the body. It is, however, believed to have a particular connection with the crown chakra, enhancing wisdom and retrieving lost memories, which I don't feel like I need to retrieve, but I don't want to retrieve any lost memories. Okay, so that's fun. So in terms of meditating, now, dissolving anger. I'd like to know, how are you guys feeling in terms of anger? Are you finding it coming and going, coming and going? And then how are you coming back to center? If you can share that, I think when I see something in the comments that calls to me, and this is how everybody could do it, then you could add it to, however, your journal or whatever, to inspiration. So next time I'm feeling anger, I'm going to come back to this and read some of the things that I've already processed through, basically. So the couple things that I have in here right now, it's got nothing to do with you. That was what my guides had given me the other night. So just reminding myself when I'm feeling angry. And it worked this morning. I did wake up with I was thinking about stuff when I woke up about the government. Surprise, surprise. And when I said that to myself, it's got nothing to do with you, it helped me calm down. And so that's the point, is just helping you come back to center. Whatever is going to help you come back to center, whether it's a stone, a saying, we have to remind ourselves, because there's so much going on and time is moving so fast, which is why I'm writing all this stuff down. Somebody had written, I think I got this from a comment, those who have supported the felon are waking up. So trusting that they're waking up. Forgive them, they do not know what they have done. Again, when I'm feeling angry, those are helpful for me. And I think both of those, thank you, were offered by somebody in the community. And then Dana from the Magic Somatic Money, something like that. Just look up Magic Somatic, Somatic. Anytime I mention Dana, people are like, who's Dana? She had a short the other day with a mug of I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. She just hold this mug. Well, of course, I was like, that is the best. I just think it's so funny. Anything that makes you laugh. Now, if that doesn't make you laugh, then you wouldn't appreciate it. But that made me laugh so much. I just like that kind of humor. And so I went into Canva and designed a mug for our mug shop that's coming soon. We're just testing. I just got a shit shield activated mug that I have in the shop, and we're having it mailed to me so I can see what they look like, make sure that they look nice. Anyway, so I did a ray of fucking sunshine. I thought that was hilarious. So if I'm wanting to dissolve some anger, I'm going to remember that. It helped me. Oh, it's over here. It helped me laugh. So then I was listening to AOC. So AOC, one of our, she's I think she's a senator, right, from New York. And I haven't finished listening to her, but she did like an hour and a half. I'll post it in the post tab. There's a couple of things I want to post today that I watched that I think will be helpful for folks if you need other things for guidance. Okay. But she had an hour and a half talk live about how to deal with what's going on right now. She's an amazing leader. I mean, there is divine intervention coming through some of these young people. Like I'm like, how were they even ready for this? Like I'm not even ready for what maybe obviously it's not my soul contract, but it just amazes me when young people step up like that and are so good. Like it's like, how did she learn to do what she's doing? It has to be coming from spirit, if you ask me. But anyway, so there was 3 things that she talked about, and I hadn't gotten through her. I only got through like 30 minutes. So the first one was take a breath. Take a breath. And I thought, okay, that's good. Take a breath. When you're getting overwhelmed, take a breath. Focus on one issue. We're getting bombarded, right, with all the things. She's like, there's nobody, one person is responsible for all of that, right? But if you do one thing, that, and she said, no matter what you do, it's enough. So she was giving spiritual guidance, definitely giving spiritual guidance. So those were the 3 things that I wrote down so far that she talked about. We had done a card draw the other day on anger. I'll post that video right here. And that might, if you haven't seen it, that might be helpful for you. And the 3 cards, one was feminine. I just wrote these down. This is what I got out of it. Feminine energy rising. And you can imagine with feminine energy rising, might be a little conflicts, right? Number 2, the card was healing. And 3, personal power, coming into our personal power, all of us. The balance between masculine and feminine energy is coming. And that's going to be so beautiful for all of us. But we're all coming into our personal power with that. Then I also did, remember yesterday I talked about the 2 cards that I had pulled from Soul Mirror. It was sadness and security. So obviously I just wrote down sadness because I'm like, yeah, when I'm feeling anger, I need to remember that I'm sad. I'm sad. It's actually sadness. All of this is fear-based, right? Anger and sadness, fear. It's not in love, right? But reminding myself of these things brings me back to love. And I think when I say brings back to center, I think that's what it is, right? It's bringing you back to love. So just reminding myself that sadness, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not, am I angry or am I sad, or am I both? And security, what part of me is not feeling secure when I'm angry, or sad? Then yesterday we got the transformation card. Embrace change as a path to growth. Yeah, thanks. We all know that. Embrace change as a path to growth. Everything's always changing. It's probably time for us to accept that, like in our hearts. And then I just reminded myself, and we talked about this yesterday too, every time you think of your future, you've altered it. So something made me think of that today. Every time you think of your future, you altered it. I think it was just like every time we think of like what 45's doing and what it could look like, we've probably altered. I mean, it's just always altering. So that's how powerful we are. And that's why timelines change constantly. So, yeah, so all we can do is work on ourselves in that area. Okay, so spiritual laws. Let's talk about a few spiritual laws from the Golden Future. This is book club in the Spirit Circle, but I wanted to bring some things to the public channel. And in fact, I'm going to record chapter 2 today, you guys, and start the conversation regarding chapter 2, okay, in the Spirit Circle. So remember we talked about the law of challenge. And now remember, these come from, in case you're new here, so this is how it's defined under spiritual laws. When the great illumined Master Jesus incarnated, he simplified spiritual laws into 33, okay? So these spiritual laws were divided into 4 types: the basic laws of life, the laws of creation, the laws of higher awareness, and the laws of higher frequency. So the other day we talked about the law of challenge. And I love this one for those who are using divination tools. Absolutely love it. And in fact, I used it today again. And I realized I did say it's slightly different the other day. So I'm going to just do this again, the law of challenge, just to kind of get it into, sink it into our heads. So I think the other day when I did it, so what you're supposed to say is, in the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? I think when I was doing it, and it's a kind of amazing. Okay, here's what happened the other day. Okay. Now I've already said my prayer today because I was chatting with them about getting some detox pads for my feet. My sister heard they work really well, and then I was looking at some and I'm like, okay, should we use those? And they're like, yes, you should use those. So the other day when I filmed this, okay, I said, so I'm going to talk to my spirit guides now. I said, in the name of Christ, are you the purest and highest light? So in the name of Christ, are you the purest and highest light? No. So you ask 3 times and an honest answer must be given. Okay, that's the law of challenge. If you ask 3 times, an honest answer must be given. So are you the purest and highest light? No. Are you the purest and highest light? No. Okay, now, if you say it the right way, which I find it fascinating, I love the fact that I didn't do it the right way, in quotes, because they answered correctly. No, they are not the highest and purest light. But if you ask what it says in here, in the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. In the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. In the name of Christ, are you of the purest, what was it? The purest, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. Okay. So you can, in it, the law of challenge says, according to Jesus, that if you ask it 3 times, an honest answer must be given. So I think that's awesome. I just love that. So now, when I do, if we ever ask questions, I am going to ask that to make sure we are of the purest and highest light, so that we know we're getting, the answers that we're asking for. So, okay. So 2 other ones I wanted to point out, especially as we think about what's going on right now, is the law of resistance. The law of resistance. That's under the basic laws of life. Okay. The law of resistance, whereby whatever you resist persists because you are energizing it with your thoughts. So I know we're working on our anger, and conscious anger is rising. But I know, and I'm 1,000%, my energy is doing the same thing. So this is challenging. This is not easy stuff, to be honest. Cut, clear, cancel. It can be very easy stuff. See, when you say something you don't want to have come true, you cut, clear, and cancel it within 17 seconds. Okay, so whereby whatever you resist persists. So if we're going to continue to resist F45 and resist F45 and resist F45, guess what persists, right? So it's just something to think about, something to journal on, how you might be doing that. If you have ideas here, I was thinking, because when you go outside of your house and you talk to people, and then there's people who are completely oblivious to what's going on in the government, and you're like, how could you be oblivious? This is the most important thing ever happening, right? But then I wonder, because somebody had said that in comments last night too, I wonder if, and let me know what you think, is it important that we have people doing that, so that they're holding the line, they're holding the light? Are they holding the light without knowing? Are they holding the light without resisting? Because we might be resisting the more we know, right? But it's in a lot of our soul contracts to pay attention to this. And I think it is. Like, I think there is a core group of light workers that are expected to pay attention to what's going on. because that's why we're doing it. I think we're being called to do it. If I wasn't being called to do it, I wouldn't do it. I'm called to talk about the stuff I'm talking about here because that's what I want to talk about. So that's my intuition talking about it. So I'm trusting that my intuition wants me to stay involved. They just want us, and maybe it's part of our learning how to not resist, how to stay in the light when we notice 3D stuff, right? But it's interesting to me because there's, I don't know, a third of the population, maybe even more, a half of the population in the United States that's not paying attention. That, they're working, they're raising their kids, they're, doing all the things. And I get it because I was there. There were many, 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 many years of my life I did not pay attention to what was going on because they drove me nuts. So I just didn't pay it. My intuition was like, I'm not paying attention to it. And I was able to keep my light, right? So are we counting on them? So is it okay for them not to be paying attention? Let's ask. I'm just curious now. So you guys, so there are a lot of millions and millions of people in the United States and probably around the world that are not paying attention to what's happening in our government right now, right? Okay. Is that an important component for them to hold the light for those who are paying attention? Yes. Okay. Are they actually making a vibrational difference by not paying attention? Oh, good. Okay. Let me ask. Yes. Are they making is their vibration higher because they're not paying attention? Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So when you run across people who are like, what? I don't know what's going on. We don't need to be irritated with them, I don't think. Okay. And the last one I wanted to talk about was the law of projection. I love this one because it has to do with the soul mirror we were talking about yesterday, using like the soul mirror cards. So where whatever you see in someone else is actually within you and you have projected it onto them. So let's think of F45. It's the law of projection. Think about that. You might want to journal on that a little bit, especially as we dissolve our anger. So the law of projection, where whatever you see in someone else is actually within you, and you have projected it onto them. So we are learning about ourselves a great deal, aren't we? So I am going to sit with that one today and think about how I am doing that. What is it in F45 or whoever's annoying you? What is it in those people that's actually within you? And we're projecting that onto them. Fascinating, I think. Okay, crystals. Again, this is from a community member. Thank you so much. Very, very nice. It's a card deck, actually. It's a card deck. So there's cards in there. But I'm loving this book. I've got like 3 or 4 books and I'm loving this one. It's just different. So there's a section in here on creating your own set of crystal oracle stones. All right. So the idea would be that you would collect stones. I'm going to probably do like this size, or even smaller, but you want them to be similar in size so that when you put them in a bag, you don't recognize one over the other based on shape. Okay. So real small. I'll probably do even smaller ones. It might be fun just to go to the tumbled rock section of a store now. I might do that this weekend and just get the smallest ones you can get. It won't be that very expensive then. Okay. And just get as many different colors. So that's what's recommended. So the book actually says start with 11 at first, 1 each for the main colors. So colors: black, white, brown, gray, purple, pink, red, blue, orange, yellow, and green. Okay. Now again, you can do it however you want to. Pick smallish crystals of around the same size each, all roughly the same oval shape and tumbled so they are all smooth. Okay, again, you don't want to be able to recognize. Okay, then you can keep them in a special draw bag so you can easily pick them out when conducting a reading. So you could do a reading with the crystals themselves, not just with the cards. I thought, oh, that's fun. So then you could do like a daily stone and pick out a daily stone, and then whatever crystal book you have, or if you have the rock identifier app, or people will probably ask me. So it's an app called the Rock Identifier, and I love that app. It's like $30 a year or something to use. And in fact, earlier in our discussion here, and I was wanting to get the name of this lapis, I used the Rock Identifier just to make sure I had the right name. So. But in this book, again, I link all the stuff that I talk about, just because people ask me. So in the description below, in this book, it says, what does each gemstone mean? Now, they don't have every gemstone in this book, that's ever existed. Like they don't have lapis in here. But if you got just the stones that were in here, then you could use this book, or just, again, whatever crystal book you have. If you got just the gemstone, which I think I might do, is just get the gemstones in here. Then I could use this book, and it has, little meanings for each one. So as I pull it, then it might be the stone that I need to focus on today. So like the tiger eye, I know tiger eye's in here because we talked about it a couple days ago. So tiger eye, so that's this brown one. Let's see if I can get you. So tiger eye, it does usually has some, you can't really tell. Usually kind of looks goldish. You can't really tell from. Yeah, see that little gold in there? Tiger's eye, success in all areas of your life is expected as long as you stay determined on the positive outcome. You will receive a good income for your efforts. So it would be interesting when you pull that, if that's the message you needed to hear today. So I don't know. I thought that was fun. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do create an oracle out of stones. I hadn't thought about doing that, so I thought that was a good idea. And then, okay, so those are my shares today. I'm just sharing recently. It's just kind of what I've been inspired to do. Or, sometimes I just have one topic for Coffee with Karen, but okay, so my spirit guides wanted me to use this deck. I think we used this deck the other day, but I also wanted to pull a card from this. I might actually do a card reading tonight from this deck because I've been wanting to do it. It's Fairy Tarot. So I'm going to do a card reading tonight from this deck. So I'm not going to do that today. I don't know what question I'll ask, but we'll do something fun tonight. Just give us some directions. All right, so let's see. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Knock 3 times. I don't know. Why do we knock 3 times, you guys? Somebody says to do, I've seen people do it, so it's an energy clearer, I think. All right. So you guys, I really didn't need to say the prayer again because I already did the law of challenge too, and that I can assume, let me ask. So you guys, since I did the law of challenge and already said the prayer with the dowsing rods, yes, was it important that I did it with my cards today as well? No. When I say the prayer once a day and do the law of challenge once a day, does that kind of hold for any divination tool that I'm using throughout the day? Yes. Okay. So that I've called that energy into me for like 24 hours, basically? No. Have I called that energy into me for about 12 hours? Isn't that interesting? Okay, so about 12 hours. Okay. All right. So we can trust that that's, I'm getting the highest and purest of the highest and purest light. Okay, what message do you guys have for us today? What would you like us? And I will double check with them. Let me just shuffle one real quick. It'll be nice the more I use these cards, when you get new cards and they're just, I like a little worn cards because then they don't stick together. They don't, these are a little sticky actually. Oh, whoa. That is, I'm not even keeping any of these. That's a lot. There's like 6 of them. Okay. They're probably like, yeah, one of those was the ones we wanted. Okay. What message do you have for us today? What message do you have? Is it this one? All right, let me see if it's either one of these. Seems like it could be. Those are good messages. Are either one of these cards the messages you want for whoever's watching this video today? Aha. Is it the one on the right? Yes. Is it the one on the left? No. Okay. Well, the one on the left was rest and rejuvenation. Rest and rejuvenation. So in case anybody needs to hear that today. So the card they wanted us to have was, I'm going to cover it up first. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a 3. Oh, does that surprise anybody? It's a 3 card. If you've been around the channel, 3 is like a significant number here. So 4 plus 8 is 12. And then if 12 reduces, sometimes people catch me on that because I don't know which numbers reduce and which ones don't now. I have to learn that still. So then it would be, 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So what do you see? Any messages for you in that? Notice the pyramids in the back? All right. Angel of Balance. The Angel of Balance is here for us today. I like that. I like that. Let's read about it. What does the Angel of Balance want to tell us today? The Angel of Balance, number 48. Maybe while you're, sitting and maybe just, why do you think the Angel of Balance is here for you today? Before I've even read this, give that some thought. You even can pause it if you want and then, okay. So the Angel of Balance, being centered and self-honoring in your choices. So it was upright. This loving presence holds a pitcher of liquid light in front of the pyramids, reminding you that a strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and emotional equanimity. I don't know the word. Equanimity. Hang on a second. I'm not putting up with this stuff anymore. Okay, I was close.
Equanimity.
Equanimity. Equanimity. Okay. Thank you you guys are so patient with me. Okay, so reminding you that a strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and emotional equanimity. So equanimity means evenness of mind, especially under stress. Evenness of mind, especially under stress. Another really just, this is such a good reason to be using your divination tools, using your crystals, meditating, just doing whatever you need to, taking an Epsom salt bath, doing, if doing what I'm doing in a bullet journal, writing down reminders. So the next time you get angry, you have those reminders there that you've been getting from different places that your oracle cards, whatever. Okay. It's just really helping us to do that. Although things may have been out of sync in the past, this card is telling you that a greater equilibrium is now coming to your life. Yay! Remain conscious about how you are balancing your goals and your physical and emotional energy as well. Whenever you feel yourself getting off center or losing focus, call upon this beautiful angel and bring your intention into your heart center. Your intuition will lead you in the right direction, and the angel will guide you to a peaceful and centered approach. That's awesome. So I'm going to put on in January my January notes as well as my dissolving anger notes to remember there's an angel of balance. And when you're feeling off balance, you could do a 5-minute meditation and just say, ask the angel of balance for some help in balancing you. Remember, one of the spiritual laws is you have to ask. You have to ask. The first spiritual law is the law of request, which reminds you that if you want something from the spiritual realms, you must ask for it. So it's nice to know who we're asking of things. The angel of balance. I love it. So if you're feeling in balance today, if you're feeling out of balance, spend a little time, 2 minutes with the angel of balance, and just ask her for what you need. Help her, ask to come back to center in your mind, physical body, spiritual body, whatever, in your work life, in your sleep, anything. So really cool. Great message. All right, you guys, have an amazing day, and maybe I'll see you. Hopefully you'll join me tonight. I'm going to do a card reading on this tonight with the Fairy Tarot. All right, have a good day. Bye.